Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The first time Samantha Harper watched her mother on The Golden Bachelor, she was curled up on the couch of her small Chicago apartment, a glass of Pinot balanced on one knee, the TV flickering in soft golds. She'd promised herself she wouldn't watch. Mom deserves her privacy, she had said. But privacy and television were mortal enemies, and curiosity, mixed with a tinge of jealousy, won. There she was, Cindy, radiant at 62, her silver blonde hair cascading in soft waves, eyes sparkling under studio lights. And beside her, the man America couldn't stop talking about, Mel Owens, the widowed charmer with a slow smile that melted hearts coast to coast. Samantha could still remember the way her stomach tightened when Cindy laughed at one of Mel's jokes. That laugh used to belong to Saturday mornings in the kitchen, to flour-dusted counters and secret mother-daughter recipes. Now it was broadcast to millions. Samantha hadn't expected to care. But as the weeks passed and tabloid headlines began to swirl, Mel's final rose, will it go to Cindy or Peg? Tears, truths, and second chances, she found herself dragged into the current of her mother's new televised romance. And then came the finale. When the Kenefity fell and the cameras cut to black, Cindy walked off the stage with a diamond promise ring on her hand and a national audience cheering her name. Mel's arm was draped around her shoulders like a victory flag. But what America didn't see, what Samantha did, was the look in Mel's eyes when he thought no one was watching. It wasn't love. It was calculation. For weeks after the finale, Cindy's phone barely stopped ringing. Talk shows, podcasts, endorsement offers, everyone wanted the couple who had redefined love after 60. And yet the one person who didn't hear from Cindy much was Samantha. She's busy, Samantha told herself at first. She deserves this. But late at night, scrolling through glossy Instagram photos of her mother and Mel holding hands on sponsored vacations, that reassurance began to feel thin. Something about Mel's smile seemed off, polished, hollow. It wasn't until the following spring that Samantha's silence began to crack. It started with a phone call from Aunt Elise, Cindy's older sister. "Sam," Elise whispered, "have you talked to your mom lately?" Samantha frowned. "Not really. Why?" "Because I think Mel got her wrapped around his finger. She's selling the house." Samantha froze. "The house? The Lakeview place?" "Yes. Says she wants a fresh start in Florida. But Sam, she didn't even like Florida." By the time Samantha hung up, her heart was pounding. She didn't know what scared her more, the idea that Mel might be manipulating her mother, or the possibility that Cindy was willingly walking away from everything they'd built together. That night, Samantha typed Mel's game into a private online forum frequented by former reality show insiders. Within minutes, anonymous comments began flooding her screen. "Mel's got a temper. He's not who he pretends to be off camera. Ask about his first engagement. You'll see." Samantha's fingers trembled as she scrolled. A single post stopped her cold. "Cindy doesn't know the truth about Mel's late wife." The next morning, Samantha booked a flight to Sarasota. She told herself she just wanted to see her mother. But in truth, she was hunting for answers. When she arrived, Cindy greeted her with the same warmth as always, though her once lively eyes carried a hint of exhaustion. Mel appeared a moment later, his charm switched on like stage lighting. "Samantha, the famous daughter," he said with that too smooth grin. "We finally meet." She forced a smile. I guess we do. Over dinner, she studied him. Every word he spoke seemed rehearsed, every gesture carefully curated for effect. Yet beneath the polish, something colder lurked, a shadow that flickered behind the eyes. Later, as Cindy washed dishes, Samantha wandered onto the porch where Mel sat scrolling through his phone. Without looking up, he said quietly, "You don't trust me." The directness startled her. "I barely know you." He smiled faintly. "But you've already decided who I am." "Have I?" she asked. He finally looked up, and for the briefest moment, the mask slipped. "Be careful what you dig for. You might find something you can't handle." 2 weeks later, Samantha posted a short message on her private social account. "Sometimes love stories on TV hide the darkest truths. Maybe it's time people heard mine." The internet caught fire. Within hours, Bachelor Nation fans flooded her inbox with messages begging for details. Producers called, tabloids speculated, and when Samantha finally agreed to an exclusive sit-down interview with the Daily Chronicle, the entire country tuned in. Under the soft glow of studio lights, she sat poised yet fragile, a single tear glistening before she spoke. "My mom thought she found her forever. But the truth is, Mel wasn't who he said he was, not even close." She described the financial manipulation, the subtle isolation, the late-night arguments no one ever saw. She recounted how Mel's first wife's death wasn't the tragic love story the show had painted, but a story clouded in secrecy, with unanswered questions and legal documents quietly sealed. And then she shared the detail that stunned the nation. Before the finale aired, I found messages, emails between Mel and a producer. He wasn't just falling in love, he was negotiating brand deals. My mom's heart wasn't the only thing on the line. It was her image, her story, her life.